Hi, hello, welcome to ML's webinar. Thank you for joining. Today's topic is importance of FiberGo for colon health. We have people from different parts of the world logging in, different time zone and so on. So thank you very much for connecting.
Hi, hello. This is
Yes.
Adnan.
Today we have
And
with me is Adnan. He's going to start this topic. Try to enter your questions if possible at the chat box, so we're able to attend to your questions at the end of the program when time permits. Otherwise, Adnan, you take it away from here. Let's give them what we want to share about FiberGo and colon health.
okay, thank you so much. Welcome to our today's webinar. And today we are going to talk more about the colon health and importance of maintaining colon health and what is the role of fiber, especially for improving our colon health and in general, as well as in particular, we can talk about some medical issues people are suffering these days in many parts of the world with those kind of issues related to the colons. All right. So, every time we listen from the people, like, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat burger, or don't eat the fast food and all these kind of things. But it is very hard to listen that you eat fiber or something like that. It is always like that. If you see 65% of world population, they live in the countries where the overweight and obesity kill more people than the underweight people. So this study itself confirms that the majority of this population is not consuming enough amount of fiber. Okay. And one thing we need to notice that we cannot afford to have a sick colon because it really affects our overall health. I'm not talking just about the physical health, even the mental health. When people are talking about my gut feeling like that, they use the word gut even for the feeling. So this, the colon and the gut, whatever, it is not just connected to our physical realm alone. Correct. So people nowadays, they think it is normal or it is common to have a bowel movement maybe once in a day or maybe once in every 3 days. This is a normal feeling what the people have. But if you ask them a question like if you eat 3 meals daily and eliminate once a day or once in 2 days or once in 3 days, where do you think the rest of the undigested food hiding? Just ask them. Of course, it's nowhere other than it's in your colon only. And imagine that you are not throwing out the garbage or the waste which is building up in your colon and still keep on filling. Of course, later on it will turn like a toxic chemicals in the colon, and slowly these toxic chemicals will be absorbed again back to the body, into the body, and start poisoning other organs as well. When we see the people like with a big tummy, with big glove handles and all, and who don't clear the bowels on a daily basis, they are like, walking septic tanks. I always talk like that. They are like walking septic tanks. So today we are going to talk about the importance of fiber for the colon health. About colon and function, this is the first topic. And we will talk about the results of bad colon, especially the medical areas and other areas. And we will talk about why fiber is important for the colon health. And we will talk about one of our flagship products, which is Amgenix FiberGo. And we will dissect and we will get into the details of the product. How does it help and what are the benefits and all these. And at the end, we will have a question and answer session. So probably those people, they have any questions, you can just key in the question. We'll try our level best to answer it at the end of the session, okay, related to today's topic. Now, the colon is a part of the large intestine. The final part of the digestive system, we all know, it is called the elimination system, excretion system. Its function is to reabsorb the fluid and process waste products from the body and prepare for its elimination. So we need to understand that colon is one of the major portion in our body for the elimination. So if you see the avenue of elimination in the whole body, you can find many. Even liver is there, skin is there, kidney is there, our lungs is there. But if you see number one, that is our colon. This we need to understand. So when colon is filled with waste and we are not throwing out at all, of course, it will develop some sort of a prolapsed colon. Many people, they are facing this issue, and those people, they are having big tummy and the love handles and all, it is showing that they have the prolapsed colon. And this really, we are risking our life when we have the prolapsed colon, because you can see in the image the large intestine. It's basically framing the small intestine. So it's like different portion that we will come to it. So this one, when the toxic elements are filled and we are not throwing, so certain portion of that intestine, the large intestine, will get inflamed or will get prolapsed. And when it is getting prolapsed, it will try to push the organs below. Okay, so below we have got bladder, we have got prostate, and ladies, they have uterus and other things. So this will push, and this may also can cause some sort of infections. And some people, ladies, they can find cyst, and even eventually some people get the low sex drive, and even it will affect the reproduction as well. So this is another area always we need to find when our colon is getting, or the larynx is getting prolapsed. This is one of the major things. When we see the parts of the colon, basically we talk about the descending colon, ascending colon, transverse colon, and sigmoid. So you can see the like a square shape, from the left when it is going up, that is ascending colon. And from there, it's like horizontal, that you can find the transverse colon. Then going down right side, that is the descending colon. And there's a turn, going towards the rectum, that is called sigmoid. This is just to understand the anatomy of the colon. So our colon is almost, if you see, the size is almost 5 feet, or like a person's height, That is the normal height or more normal length of our colon. So it is not something very small. So when the food is passing, there is no something which is pushing the food as such. So there is a special movement we call peristaltic movement, which inside the colon is pushing and passing the food particles in the proper movement. And many of the times you can find, these colons when there is an infection, or because there's a tendency when you eat a lot, especially the spicy food and this and that, not healthy food. So most of the time, it gets stocked. There will be some sort of pouches appearing in the colon. And in these pouches, we call it diverticulosis. In these pouches, the food particle can get stuck and it will stay for a long time. Imagine maybe last Christmas what you ate is still there, So this is the thing. So always it will be lying down, and later on it will become toxic, and it will be too much dangerous for the body for the long term. Now, every day, regardless of whatever we eat, 5 to 10% of the food we consume will be left inside our colon. As I told you, our colon is a very sensitive area in our body, and we are just putting in whatever, sometimes, all kinds of genetically modified stuff and all. So once it's become toxic or it is stuck somewhere in this diverticulosis and all, you can see in the image there are major organs which is just connected to the intestine. Like, for example, take our liver, which is, you can see at the right side, which is almost like a 1.5 kg. The liver is the largest organ in our body, you can say. And this liver also can get affected, because when any kind of inflammation starting from our colon, especially the toxic kind of thing, it can easily seep out, like leaky gut we say, it can easily seep out and affect the liver. Liver is the first area which will get affected. Okay. And once the liver is affected, of course, because the liver is like our factory, or like our filtering place for the blood. and it will be the poison or the toxin amount will be passing on to the blood, and this same blood which is going to our head, this can create even a lot of migraine or headaches or memory loss and many things. See, imagine memory loss, even the migraine or the headaches, all are connected even with the colon. Don't think that the colon issue is something very small and it is only related to the colon alone. No. Now, in the liver also, if you see some sort of, we have good cholesterol and bad cholesterol, like LDL. LDL is the bad cholesterol. So these bad cholesterol can also increase if we have any sort of issues with our colon. It affects in many other areas as well. If you see in the diagram behind, there is kidney also. If the kidney is affected, it will affect the whole blood metabolism and even the blood pressure and all these things, So basically, regardless of whatever we eat, 5 to 10% of the food we consume will be left inside the colon. And if we don't take any measure to push it out, to throw it out, of course, it will create a lot of imbalance in our system. Now, symptoms of bad colon, we know that most of the people, they have different kinds of ailments connected with our colon. Number one is the irritable bowel syndrome. And some people, they get the loss of appetite. And some people, they get lethargic, And constipation, that is like an epidemic now. And abdominal pains. So even certain conditions like GERD or acid reflux, all are connected with the colon only. So colon is one of the major area where always we have the issues. It's a starting point, I should say. Now, we will talk about the colon and how does the colon health help in our different areas, or how does the colon problems create problem for our different areas. So in this image, you can see like leaky gut, of course, leaky gut affects the whole body when there is pouches forming and when there is an inflammation, and that diverticulosis or the pouches in the colon, which is filled with toxic elements, and once slowly, maybe it will get perforated and people can get some sort of ulceritis, colitis, or irritable bowel syndrome and all. So slowly, these toxic elements can move to our other parts of our body. For example, if you see the people, they have the adrenal fatigue, that is also related to our colon health. And the people, they are having the thyroid issues, that also can be connected with the colon related thing. And being skin as one of the major 5 avenue of elimination, same like liver and kidney and lungs. The skin is the major organ in our body, which throwing the toxic elements out. So when the colon is not functioning properly, we are overloading the other avenues of the elimination too much. So skin is one of them. So this is the reason many of the people, they develop many kind of issues like eczema or many other skin infections or skin related issues. Okay, so it is starting from the colon again. Now, as I told you, when the liver is affected and the blood is getting already the toxin element, same blood, which is going to the brain, of course, it can create sort of even ADHD function or, amnesia or anxiety, depression. And if you notice, the autistic children, majority or 100%, I should say, the autistic children, they have or they develop problem with their colons, and colons are mostly like, acidic, and many issues they can find with the colons. So that is how they always connect, how the brain is connected with our colon. And of course, we have the sinusitis and the mouth also, because anybody who is having a kind of toxic colon, you can always find, those people, they have halitosis, like bad breath. Bad breath, they think they didn't brush properly. No, even if you brush properly also, still the halitosis will be there, because it is coming from the toxic colon, and of course it will come to the lungs, and when you exhale, it comes out, the smell or the weird smell comes out. This is how the whole leaky gut is affecting rest of the part of our body. All right. Today we will talk, this is our major point, why fiber is important. Fiber is the part of a plant, including fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, but our bodies cannot digest. So that means in the meat, there is no fiber. So fiber is basically part of plant. Now, while most food are absorbed and digested when consumed, fiber is not broken down or digested or absorbed as it passes quickly through the digestive tract. Okay, so fiber is something which is not digested by our enzymes, and it will help to clean, do a kind of janitorial services, and to help to move the stool outside our system. This is what exactly the role of fiber doing. But at the same time, if you notice, there are basically two kinds of fibers. We call soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. If you ask whether we need only soluble fiber or insoluble fiber, my answer is we need both. Whatever we eat, like for example, when you talk about apple has soluble as well as insoluble. So most of the food what we eat, which is having natural, I'm talking about, which is having fiber, you can always find 50-50, like 50 soluble and 50 insoluble fiber you can always find. And the beauty of soluble fiber is that it dissolves in water. It slows down the digestion to give you that, being fullness, like satiety, like when you have some good fiber content food or supplement, you feel like you are full. So you will not go for, too much of eating, that the craving for the food will not be there. This is something good, especially for the people, they are obese and they are looking forward to trimming or slimming down. This will affect a lot. This will help a lot, this soluble fiber. And another one is insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber is basically like a bulk fiber. And this helps especially during our constipation, if we have any kind of constipation. So it helps as, laxative or, purgative measures to move our synthesis. But one main point when we talk about the importance of fiber, like soluble fiber, soluble fiber is not just helping for our the janitorial area. It is playing a very vital role in our colon health, and not only colon health, eventually it is giving a very positive impact on our whole system. Very simple example I can tell you, because soluble fiber is something, as I told you, which dissolves in the water. And it forms like a gel. Basically, it forms like a gel. And this is the one which is going to help in our gut flora. Gut flora is where the immune system is lying, where our good bacteria, because soluble fiber in the form of gel, it can be easily digested, not by you, but by your bacteria in your body. So this bacteria can help to grow and to repopulate the whole lot of bacteria in our body. I'm talking about the good bacteria, of course, we need, which is a part of our immune system. So this is an area where the fiber is helping. Okay. Now, we have got many soluble fibers available in the market also, like oats and these kind of things, right? Now, without enough fiber in our diet, we will have irregularity, we will have constipation, and we will have sluggishness. And insufficient fiber can also increase our risk of colon cancer or colorectal cancers, and as well as other serious issues. So now you know what is the role of colon and how the colon health is affecting other parts of the body, and what is the role of the fiber in maintaining, in the form of soluble fiber or insoluble fiber, in maintaining the health of our colons, correct? Now, because the fiber, it is not broken down. As I told you, the fiber doesn't break down. So because the fiber is not broken down, the fiber creates a bulk which aids in moving stool and harmful carcinogens through the digestive tract. So this fiber, it works like, as I told you, a cleaning agent, and it goes inside the pouches or inside the diverticulosis areas, all these areas, and slowly moving the dirt or moving the toxinal elements and passing it through the rectum. So this is the role of fiber. Now here I will talk about FiberGo, which is we have launched in 2013. This is one of our unique products, and based on the Japanese technology, we have done it because we were getting many inquiries because we had a range of Amgenex and many people, especially the elderly people, especially the people who are overweight or obese, they always wanted some measure for the slimming, and at the same time, they wanted some measure for maintaining the colons and the help in the constipation and all these kind of things. So that is the reason we came out with such a beautiful product. And this is basically a dietary food supplement or a dietary beverage drink, you can call. So this FiberGo is an amalgamation of major fibers which are available, which I will go through in detail in the next slide. So FiberGo is a natural, high quality nutritional fiber mix supplement that safely and gently removes toxic impurities while enhancing our colon. Why gently? Because some people, when you talk about a fiber, because there are different kind of fiber out in the market. So when we talk about fiber, some fiber gives totally like a diarrhea effect or something. So you should not mistake it. It gives a very gentle. Normally, how many times you go for the bowel cleansing? That is the only time required. It will not make you to go, 2, 3, 4 times other than the normal distance. So it gives a natural effect on you, and it removes very gently. So even if you take at night, don't think that you cannot go to office next day. It will give you a very healthy bowel movement. So this product is energized with amide diffusion technology for greater efficacy and effectiveness. So FiberGo is the ultimate detoxification system that effectively rids your body of accumulated toxins while boosting the body's overall energy levels. When most of the fibers, it doesn't get digested. So that means we are not going to get any calorie from the fiber, even though the amount of fiber normally in one person's body should be like, minimum like 30 grams. So those people, their colon is not healthy. Of course, we can always find his consumption level of fiber is maybe much less than 15 grams. So this ideal amount of fiber in the body we need is 30 grams. Again, depending on the calorie, the amount of calorie. Normally, a healthy person, you can think of 2,000 or 2,500 calorie. So out of that, a certain portion should be calculated. From the calorie only it is calculated. But at the same time, fiber doesn't give directly any calorie to the body. Okay, but the effect of the energization, what we are talking about, the product, the beverage mix is created in such a way, it gives much energy indirectly. It is not directly, but indirectly, it gives much energy. So the ingredients in Amgenex FiberGo were very carefully selected for their synergistic abilities, and their potential and efficiency has been greatly enhanced using our proprietary technology, AFT, amide fusion technology, which will allow the superior utilization, thus providing total nutrition for cellular repair and especially within the colon, right? So Amgenex FiberGo is the only fiber nutrition in the world that rejuvenates not just our colon, but also our whole body and our energetic field as well. So the FiberGo helps. It's not just for cleansing your colon alone, but also it helps in the overall health, and especially when it comes to our energy field, because of this proprietary technology application, it helps in that way also. Now, when we dissect the FiberGo, you can find some amazing ingredients. You cannot find these ingredients anywhere else. You can find many kinds of even the fiber content supplements out in the market. Most of those are like, they added too much of sugar, and okay, fiber will give a role, but at the same time, the other ingredient which are added in that will harm our health also. So when in the process of creating the FiberGo, we have, nitpicked, or we have chosen certain ingredients which are very special, like for example, oligosaccharides and the apple powder. Okay, and the wheatgrass powder, when he listen the wheatgrass, don't think that it is just directly wheat, because wheat, most of the people, they are having aversion to it because of the celiac issue or because of the gluten intolerance issues and all these. So wheatgrass powder, it is of course gluten free only. Then the oil palm fiber, this is one of the thing we have found, that the amount of fiber, the quality fiber in the oil palm, especially the new palm shoot, so it was so great. So it is also been added. And the oat fiber, of course, again, these are the general even we take, but we can find it helps a lot, especially in the constipation and all. Then the mixed berries flavor, then spirulina. Spirulina is also one of the famous agent which has a huge amount of fiber. And only the problem with the spirulina, it has a weird taste, or so that is the reason we have added the guava powder and we have added the kiwi powder. So this is really offsetting. And we know during our beta testing, I remember, like, the most of the people, when it comes to any supplement, the first thing, people, they don't look at the benefit side. They first look at the taste, whether it is tasting good or not. So when we did that, because most of the people, they find that, the herbal supplement or anything which is too much good, always, there's no pain, no gain, like that. So anything which is giving too much benefits, it will have maybe some other, problems, like maybe the taste is not good or something. So when we, and it might even, give a sort of averse attitude towards the product. But when we did the taste test internationally by sending this product to everybody, liked the taste, because the kind of ingredients we have added in this, and these ingredients are very good even for those people, they are having certain conditions. I'm not talking the chronic celiac condition. I'm talking about the colon issues and all. It helps a lot, it helps a lot. So these are the ingredients basically we used for our FiberGo. Now, FiberGo benefits, if you see, it normalizes the bowel movements, and dietary fiber increases the weight and the size of your stool, as I told you. And because it sometimes, when it is stuck, it need to be softened. So it has to give a laxative effect also. So fiber is the main agent which gives that effect. And sometimes it is like, the bulky stool is easier to pass. We know that, so it is pushing through that peristaltic movement system through our colons. It is very easy to push and push it to the rectal side. It is decreasing your chance of constipation. And if you have irritable bowel syndrome or any other problems, FiberGo helps a lot. FiberGo may help to solidify the stool because it absorbs water and adds bulk to the stool, and it helps maintain bowel health. High fiber diet may lower your risk of developing hemorrhoids. Many problems related to the colon, like hemorrhoids. Some people, they have diverticular diseases, and some people, they develop fistula, and many problems, even the colorectal cancers and all. So this fiber normally helps in all these areas. And it lowers the cholesterol, of course, because it helps the liver. It will not give a load to the liver. That is main thing. And when the liver is functioning properly, of course, it will be able to produce enough bile acid, and that bile acid will help in processing our fatty elements. So it can basically reduce our bad cholesterol and all these. So this indirectly, fiber helps in reducing the bad cholesterol or LDL. And since it is helping the kidney, it helps in our blood pressure and other areas. So it is giving a lot of help in the areas. It helps in the better digestion, and the digestive tracts, are kept always clean and healthy. So when you check somebody, even any other medicines also, like a person, first of all, when they take the constitution, when they want to know more about the person, whatever the problem they have, they try to probe many questions, and they ask, okay, how is your bowel movement, what color, or how is your the status of the colon, because they know that the colon health is very much related, or very much linked with the other parts of the body or the other area. So here the FiberGo has many benefits, again include it helps control blood sugar. And in people with diabetes, you can find the fiber, particularly the soluble fiber, can slow the absorption of sugar and help improve blood sugar levels. And a healthy diet with FiberGo may also reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, So this is one way, it's a precaution. As a preventative measure, also the fiber is very good for the body, for the diabetic patients. And it aids in achieving a healthy weight. High fiber foods tend to more filling than low fiber foods. So you are likely to eat less and stay satisfied. This is the satiety effect we call. Normally, when you have good fiber content in the body, the craving for the food, of course, will be much less. So it will also have a positive influence on reducing your weight, managing your obesity and all these. And it helps improve energy level. As I told you, this amide diffusion technology, it's the process which is the whole ingredients is going through. So it helps to increase, to amplify the potency, the vibration of the ingredients, and eventually it helps our body also to absorb the ingredients much easier, and it will help a lot in even in preventing the cancer and other issues what we have connected with the colons. Correct. So FiberGo is a high energy dietary fiber mix, and this is you can have it, of course, daily. Normally the people, they take it during the bedtime. This will be the last meal, and some people I have seen, they take even in the morning also before the breakfast. Okay, so drink one sachet of FiberGo once or twice daily, 15 minutes before breakfast or sleep. Okay, and pour the content in the FiberGo sachet into a glass or shake-up jar filled with 160 milli of drinking water, no juice, nothing, just plain drinking water, and stir or shake well and drink immediately. Don't keep it for a long time because it's fiber, so it will solidify. So you need to drink it fast, So those people who are just having just a constipation related issue, for them only the bedtime intake of FiberGo is okay. Those people, they want to reduce the weight. Those people, they want to, slim down and all. Of course, they can go for 2 sachet a day, because 2 sachet, it is giving enough amount of fiber in the body, like 30 to 50 grams of fiber in the body, which will eventually help in reducing their love handles and things like that. All right. So that's all I wanted to share with you. And if there is any question related to the topic we are talking about today, I would be happy to address it.
Okay, so we have a question here by Chef Anand. I've recently developed some stomach bloating, and when I checked with the nutritionist, he advised me maybe I have celiac disease and told me to avoid gluten diets. What do you suggest?
Okay. So, okay, it's a good question. In fact, I remember last time when we were running our IGEL also, some people were asking about the celiac issue. In fact, I can just elaborate what exactly the celiac disease and how does fiber help in that. Okay, celiac normally, like those people, see, one problem I have seen when even I was in Dubai, when I was sitting with one nutritionist, so she was talking to her client, and the client, when they said, I have fatigue, I have bloatedness, I have this issue, that issue, immediately she said, you have to go for a gluten-free. Then when the client left, I asked her, how did you come to a conclusion that she is already having celiac? Maybe it is not celiac, maybe some other colon related issue. She said, no, this is the practice. I know, I've been doing it. So what I mean to say, always when you feel that you have a celiac issue, then always it is better to go for a complete testing like serology or genetic. There will be different kind of testing available in the laboratory. They check the antibody and all these. So once it is chronic celiac condition, then of course you have to adhere to the gluten-free diet. Otherwise, there are different degrees of celiac, so you don't need to completely, avoid the gluten products. So basically, celiac is like, it's like a chronic indigestion or a dietary intolerance, I should say. It is, of course, it's an autoimmune disorder also. And first thing, you can avoid the wheat, or you can avoid barley, even beer, alcohol, all these you can avoid, and ray also. So these are the major products when you need to avoid in the celiac. Okay, because celiac always is connected with lot of symptoms. I have found with the people like the obesity, arthritis, because celiac, even one of the symptom is arthritis. Even the osteoporosis and many other issues are connected with the celiac. So I would suggest FiberGo is one of what you call a good product. You can think of it, but if you are really into a chronic celiac disorder, then of course you need to take your doctor's permission or whatever. You check with the doctor. Okay. Otherwise, there's no problem with the food, because celiac is also it is related to colon only, and fiber will help a lot in the health. All right.
Same person, another question. Also, I may have GERD or acid refluxes.
GERD, they call. GERD is basically that is also connected with, for the toxic colon. The people, they have toxic colon. There was a study, I think, in Mayo Clinic, the 60% of Americans, they have heartburns, and the amazing fact what they found was these heartburns or acid reflux or indigestion, these are all having it's a common system they found with the toxic colon. So for those people, of course, you need to control the consumption of caffeine. And some people, they eat a lot. The last meal, they take a large portion. So try to avoid that, and proper exercise and some sort of lifestyle changes with dietary changes by including fiber also. It will help a lot in these kind of acid reflux. It's a reflux disease basically. So this will help a lot in that.
All right. Most of our diet, because of the lifestyle we live and so on, we actually, there's a lot of reduction or lower intake of fiber in our food. In fact, research showing that only 1 in 4 adults are having enough fiber intake, meaning to say that almost 75% of the adults are not having enough fiber in their food. It is recommended, based on studies, is recommended a woman should be taking about 25 grams of fiber, and men should be taking about 30 grams of fiber. The reason why we did 10 grams, because that's one of the questions they asked, why is it 10 grams, is because we do have some fiber in our food, okay? It is just that it is not enough for a daily intake. That fiber from our food, at an average, is not enough, okay? It only works out to around 10 or 15 grams, and that's the reason we have this 10 gram sachets, for you to supplement, for you to have that enough fiber for the digestion to happen, and so on. All right, so take note of it. You're not having enough fiber, and the best way is to add this up in your food. And also, some of the benefits, some of the testimonials we come across is the fullness. When you take FiberGo, especially if you want to lose weight, and if you might want to take FiberGo in the morning before breakfast or after breakfast and so on, all right, because it gives you that fullness, that fullness in you. You avoid overeating yourself, whatnot, and so on. So that's another way. And also it cleanses your colon, keep your colon healthy, and so on. So it do help to maintain your slim waist, helps you to maintain your weight, or even reduce your weight. That depends on your lifestyles totally. It do help in weight reduction too. And of course, it's energized. It gives you the adequate energy people require. See, one important fact that people ask, why do you energize FiberGo? And I said this very easily. Every time when you have a meal, most of the time, if you have a decent, heavy meal, what happens is you will get tired. You want to lay back, rest, or whatever it is, because your body needs so much of energy, okay, to digest the food. So the body starts absorbing all this energy to digest the food. And because it does so, you feel tired, lethargic, and so on. So that's the reason we energize the FiberGo, so that while the whole process of fiber is going on, you're also having the additional boost of energy because of the energization, because of the ingredients used. It's not just 1, 2, or 3 ingredients. Look at the list of ingredients that's there, all right, to give you that boost you require for the digestion and as well as for your performance, your daily performance.
This, if you're taking, we know we all are taking a shower or, bath daily. So if you're taking a bath or a shower every day to keep the, outside clean, why wouldn't you want to keep the inside clean too? It makes sense, right? So this whole, the auto intoxication process can lead to premature aging and, never mind the disease, but many areas it affects a lot. So we need to remember that we age from the inside out, not the outside in. So if you want to stay young and healthy, simply keep your body away from all kinds of toxins and keep your colon strong,
That's what they say, that we are what we eat. We are what we eat. So if we eat sick, we get sick. If we eat healthy, we stay healthy. So we are what we eat, a bundle of energy. It's very, very important. Yes, it is inevitable to a certain extent to stay healthy, especially in the lifestyle. That's where you need to be aware and complement. Okay, supplement and complement to make sure that you have it. It's difficult to get, couple of bowls of fresh fruits and vegetables that is nourishing, as well as with high fiber and phytonutrients and so on. And that's why you need to have that balance with the supplement, all right, or to complement that daily deficiencies and so on. Okay, so thank you, Adnan. That's I'm sure that
Thank you.
Today's topic is it's exciting to learn more about it.
I just want to add one word, one sentence. Always remember, health is a gift, okay, and disease is something that always we earn. So take health as a gift. So that is what I need to share. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, with that, I thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Till we meet again, may the energy be with you.